I'll go eat something. I'll be back later.
Alright.
Yeah.
Have fun with stream.
Thanks. Hey, Loki. Hey, Sky. And Spike, hey. Hey, Mighty. Yeah, Luki got a beat this time. Hi, Connie. Oh, really? Thanks a lot, Morgan, for 4 months in a row. Why peanut? I'm not a peanut. I think I got it all. So the plan is to build another of those temporary quarry storages, because we're running out. The quarry is almost at 1400 blocks now. Okay, just a little bit lower. Okay, so Servus Erdnuss, okay. Cause it rhymes. Okay, got it. How long's the stream today? I planned for 3 hours, but we could, in case we still need to finish something, extend it a bit. But I still want to go to the gym today at 10 PM. Wait, I didn't even save it. Okay. Probably need to head back anyway to get materials. Oh, glad you enjoyed it, Morgan. Actually got long. 48-minute episode. I didn't think would be that much to talk about, but we could have even explained the quarry in even more detail and so on, but I think it was okay. Is this purely without cheats? Yes. Oh yeah, let's also maybe check out the tower that Fox built. I liked it a lot. It's a decoration here. Oh, there's even a way up.
It was fun to make.
Hmm.
It was fun to make. Yeah, the way up is to help people who may or may not need a little boost to use their rockets.
Is the piston bolt working already? I saw the last time the transition wasn't done yet.
Still need to finish the transition. Okay. Started laying it out yesterday. That was kind of my plan for today, is work on the transition. I'm gonna move us to streaming.
Oh, I forgot about it. Thanks. Yeah, I actually also need to finish the piston bolt going back to the nether hub, so Got a piston going to the cannon, but not back. That's probably material for the next stream in 2 days or so. Alright, let's just fly there. By the way, that was... I took that from Planet Minecraft. Nobody on SciCraft has those building skills. Was looking for inspiration and found something really nice, and then when I saw this I thought, oh, why even bother? Let's just build this. Yeah, ninja, I'm fine. Did I see your comment? He is flying. I think he didn't want it to start stream. No, did not see your comment. Not sure what's about. No, the chunk loading grid is for the iron farm. Yeah, I thought the Quarry farm would be a bit more light-hearted video. It's also good for a change and not always present the perfect farm in the end. Also show the failures. Kind of learned a little bit from Mambo. He also at some point started showing more of the progress and not just like, here's this farm, it's good and so on. I think also people like watching that sometimes. Alright, materials. Did I name it again? Quarry temp storage. OPQ. Where is it? I usually should be about 3 to 4 seconds of delay. En het hadden. Oh yeah, by the way, useless farms. I actually found a really nice use for the furnace minecart. So a second use. In 1.12, we already used them for the... If you remember that from the SciCraft episode for the diagonal TNT tubers, we had to use furnace minecarts for that. I actually found really nice use. But yeah, don't want to spoil that video soon, probably in 2 days or so. Project for the day, build another one of those little quarry temp storages with cobble filters. Since we're running out of space, we need the next one, and then if you have time left, should be the case. I want to start on the chunk loading grid for the iron farm, but it's probably just gonna be lay down some concrete for the grid. Last time I built one of those temp storages, it actually took almost 2 hours to build, so probably not too much time left. I hope we have cobble this time. Nope. Oh, there's 2 boxes, should be enough. Just for the filter. No, I actually need a bed farm for the bed switch. And you need the bed switch so your TNT cannon plus frosted ice pathway maker doesn't break. So bed farm is really useful. Somebody else also suggested another useless farm would be a bowl farm relying on a lightning striking turtles. That would also be quite useful. Okay, what's next? Observers. And a poisonous potato farm is also really useful. What I like about Quark mod, they actually have a use for the poisonous potatoes. It's really funny, they poison baby animals with poisonous potatoes so they stay small, so they don't grow up. Something I also would have loved, somehow to preserve the baby animals. Iskal just released a video called Mega Quarry Build. What's it about? I'm assuming it doesn't build a automatic vanilla Minecraft quarry, right? Or is it modded Minecraft? Oh, crops being kept at an earlier growth stage for decoration purpose. Yeah. Also the same for vines. So usually you need to use string in order to prevent them from growing. Yeah. Oh, building an area to look like a real-life quarry. Alright. Just made a big hole. Oh, but it's also nice. Pane, slab, repeater. Spencer trapped brick fence. The server's almost 4 years old. The tunnel bore was already rebuilt by Panic, and I think he also finished that part. We don't know who removed those slime blocks. So somebody broke them but didn't tell us. I was a bit disappointed about that. Also I have suspicion it was XCOM. And thanks a lot for the 10 bits, Jamin. XCOM also told us that he accidentally picked up slime blocks, so yeah, he was definitely involved somehow, but it doesn't matter. Alright, what do we got? Brick fence and stair. Yeah, that was about the Oreo meme. But I don't think it was him, actually. Okay. Building another temp storage, as the title says, for the quarry. Leaves are required, yeah. Why? Why do I need leaves? Maybe it was just part of the scaffolding. That must be it. Yeah, there must be a leaf. Yeah. Hey, Sarcastic Island. Leaf stone in 112, I wish. Yeah, Jamie was from Planet Minecraft. But it was still tedious to build. Alright, so it's gonna be really important today is that we build it at the correct height. Don't want to make a item elevator again for a single block. Yeah, I would struggle with the castle 100 times more, for sure. Also, if I noticed if you're not really interested in doing it, then it's even worse. As you can see here, we're running out of basically prepared water streams, like 40 blocks more. And yeah, we want to have a temp storage every 1000 blocks now. That's not the last one, I'm gonna build one more after that. But yeah, we have to go to minus 44k. Are you going to introduce builder spec for decorative purposes when you introduce 1.13? No. Don't think it's ever gonna work out. Fox is also on the server, but you think he's working on a perimeter wall? Fox? Maybe he's AFK.
Perimeter wall got finished yesterday. I'm actually went and grabbed stuff and working on that corner now.
Alright. Who else was the new member? So we had to know to name, and I think Massa. Here was the leaf. I think it was just part of the scenery. Yep, that should work. So it's definitely the correct height now. Yep. I didn't bring scaffolding as always. I'm just gonna go back and get some slime blocks. Oh yeah, Ed's is also new, but he I think he's on vacation at the moment. Oh, we should take unnecessary slime blocks? Sure. It's a client-side mod, yeah. So you don't need to remember every single detail and how to build resting contraptions. Just display it in-game instead of looking at a second monitor. Helps a lot. Wait, is Duct also not using Schematica? Didn't even know that. That's actually stupid. Yeah, good for you, you're gonna get 5 vanilla points, Alex. Yeah, it's not just remembering it, it's also checking if you build it correctly and so on. It's definitely gonna save you some time doing it. Okay, if you wanna make it hard on yourself, I won't stop you.
Been having issue with my push to talk not working when I'm in a different program recently. So
Yeah, I also had issues with that for a while. For example, in Firefox, because I use my mouse button, the additional mouse button for that. It always sent me back a few pages until I finally found an option to get rid around that. Yeah.
yeah, I might have to check it out and see if I can figure out what's going on.
Wait. Ah, pressed, yeah.
No, kid. You and I have just become the first four-wheeled motorcycle team in history.
Yeah. Kochanowski is fan number 1. Alright, so chess. Can you change key bindings in Firefox? I don't know, I just disabled it. Went into the options and just turn it off.
There's some ways where you can also change which key bindings for which programs take priority, I think, and stuff like that, but lots of times it's just a hassle.
Enemy told me about this trick. The 2 chess types.
That would be Tweakaroo, I believe, Luki, where you can see inside of shulker boxes by holding shift. Is that Tweakaroo's Mango?
That's useful mod.
Useful mod, okay. Freestyle Fox browser coming soon. Y'all act like I wanted to do coding.
I think we need more chess. The first storage was just 500 blocks, and now we have 1,000. Maybe that's enough. Oh, my iPhone finally broke yesterday. Does anybody have a suggestion for a new mobile phone with a range of 200 to 250 euros? I was looking at the Samsung Galaxy A5, but I'm really not an expert.
As long as it's not the S7. Although they did eventually get better, the F7 was definitely had a lot of issues.
Did you drop weights into the gym? No, it's just, I don't know, I think the home button broke, and yeah, I had issues as well with the battery. I think that's also broken. I think it would cost like 100 euros to fix it. And if I would buy the same one new, it's 180, so I'm inclined to just buy a new phone. Technically, I actually don't even want a mobile phone anymore. But those smartwatches are not really at a state where I would say I need this. Definitely love to have a smartwatch instead of a handy altogether.
How'd the iPhone break? What is it? Just
Yeah, so
the
I
screen?
think it fell down at some point, and then the home button got a crack, and now finally it was completely unusable anymore. And I think also the battery has an issue. I think it's leaking a bit. Pushed also the display up a little bit, and the dirt got under it. I think it's just so many issues with it. It's probably not worth it anymore to fix it. I was looking into buying that iWatch, I think number 3 or so, because that one actually finally works without a mobile phone. But the downside is it's super expensive just to have that electronic SIM card. You have to buy 5 euros per month just so the mobile phone company runs the server a little bit. It's ridiculous. Why don't you just let the Quarry run forever? I'm mostly interested in the terracotta. So afterwards, there's a bit of a swamp biome, then a lot of ocean, and then a cold biome. Probably would break anyway because of some certain blocks or the height. I mean, if you would run an extreme hills biome, you always have to cut the top of the mountains in order to not crash. And it would probably be about more rare stone types, dirt and coal and iron ore, which we have enough of. Also, it's a bit laggy to run the Quarry all the time. Actually, turn it off now so I could play. Yeah, I should also get used to calling it Badlands, not called Mesa anymore. Yeah.
Are they calling it Badlands now? No. Okay, I'm not gonna argue some semantics with game developers. I mean, Canyonlands or something like that would be more apt than Badlands.
Yeah. I think Mesa was completely fine. Oh well. How far is the Quarry? 1400 blocks. So about 2200 blocks left to go. Ah, yeah. They renamed a bunch of biomes in 1.13. I think Badlands not even the worst one. There's one biome that was really odd. I laughed about it. I forgot what it was.
Not looking forward to running the dropper line for the cart return for this. It'll be fun. But
Yeah, not Mesa. It's Badlands in 1.13. Enjoy.
yeah. Can I just call it Utah and leave it at that? I have pictures from when I went out camping and out by Comb Wash and Comb Ridge near Landing, Utah for a week. Beautiful place.
Yeah, the squid farms are broken. It's a shame. Actually, the design I made immediately afterwards, with the waterlogged stairs, also got broken meanwhile. So we need to make a new one. We already have some ideas, but yeah.
So the funny thing about them renaming the Mesa biome to the Badlands biome would be like them renaming desert biomes to Sahara biomes.
Subpoint check. Alright, give me a minute. The last time it was 106, probably even less again. Yeah, now it's 96. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna reach that 150 sub goal anytime soon. Yeah, we were so close. No, I didn't build any machine today.
Well, the rail path connects now, and there's a eject on it. There isn't a cart recycling system or formal like in station there yet. I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna try and work on that today and get that all set up though. Or at least get ideas about how I want to go about it.
You only used Optifine for the server tour. Yeah, didn't need it. What's the mod that allows the advanced block placement? That's Tweakaroo. Yeah. Why isn't it super dark? Because I adjusted the gamma. So here in the video settings, usually you can set smooth lighting to 100%, but if you go into your options file, you can set it to 1600%. And I do that mostly for making YouTube videos and streaming, because otherwise, if you forget to use night vision potion once and it gets dark, then people usually complain, they can't see and so on. So yeah. It's just better to record videos.
Hello.
Come back, Penny.
Hello.
Oh, so how was dinner?
Was really good.
Ice cream again.
Nah,
Was it chocolate chip cookie dough this time?
nah, I had lasagna.
Juni has lasagna. Hope I have that.
Yeah, this time my mother was home again, so he could cook.
Nice.
Okay, look, here's a weird question. It's actually a really weird question. Do you write I, you instead of I, you? I can't follow. Sometimes I accidentally don't use capital letters for the I. Does that mean that?
Probably the abbreviation U instead of you.
I usually don't use that. Don't like it too much. Just flying back to get some lava, in case you're wondering. I think that I left the shulker box last time.
I believe you did.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one. Oh. Let's put those boxes back. Have you guys been at the world border net yet? No, that would actually go against our goal to keep the world file size as small as possible. How do I subscribe? I never did it, but Fox knows it, right?
There's a up in the upper right of the video. If you're on a browser, there is a button that says subscribe, and you'll click that, and it'll walk you through the process after that. If you're on mobile, I believe you tap the video and an option should pop up. I haven't done too much on mobile. I usually have my chat help out with that one. So.
Yeah, Matthew, actually, that mesa is probably 2 mesas right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so long. If you look at the normal amidst map, you see that, yeah, it looks like it's kind of 2 biomes directly next to each other.
Yeah. It was definitely cherry picked. It's definitely the best mesa or badland biome within 100k blocks from spawn.
The SciCraft seed had the mesa really close at spawn, right? That was one of the points.
There was a mesa like 1k blocks away from spawn, yeah.
Okay. Ah, yeah, where the sugarcane farm is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but
Was it
now,
also picked because of that, or just because of the quadrille shot?
I think Rago looked for a seed with a village at spawn and a quad witchard and something else.
Okay.
But now it's not really that interesting to have a village.
Yeah.
That kind of helped getting started, I guess.
There are so many.
But keep in mind, it was selected like almost 4 years ago, so now we would look for something else, obviously.
I mean, now it's also way easier to travel far distance.
Yeah, distances are not that important anymore. I mean, back in 1.8 you had nothing, no elytra.
Yeah.
TNT tubing was a thing for pearl cannons or whatever. We didn't have the technology back then, so it was really hard to get around. No blue eyes and boats, yeah.
Basically just nether and
Yeah.
piston bolts.
Actually, piston bolts weren't even really a thing back in 1.8. We kind of started that.
Okay.
Before SciCraft also, everybody was using the eyes and jumping like a spamming space button all the time.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Guys, dude, amazing. I just watched Biffa's video doing the Phantom run, and it's literally, I couldn't have planned it out more perfectly. Like, if I told him how to act in it, it was the perfect, man. I was sitting there, I was like, oh my god, like every trap I had envisioned worked. He even got poisoned. He died in one of the magma Saki block traps. I got killed 3 times by the Phantom. It was amazing, man. I loved every second of it. It's so good. I liked and tweeted about the episode. If you have time later, you gotta watch it. Like, it's run 10 minutes. It's amazing, man.
Worth the watch.
Oh yeah, man. You know, then you feel also it's worth making a thing like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when people actually fall for it.
Yeah, and he laughed, like he had a lot of fun with it. You know, it's just cool. And then you really think, man, cool, I made something that works. Satisfying in a sense. Yeah. And I made ice roads today. They're really fast, man. Yeah. 70 blocks per hour.
Wow, insane.
Per second.
But they're not AFKable.
Yeah. But it's echt almost too cheap for that speed, man.
Yeah.
Now, as I made them, I mean, it's literally, it's really fast. And then you
Oh, I'm
just
sure.
hook up a cactus, you know, then you have a bit of a semi-automated braking
Skip it.
right away. Who's streaming, by the way?
I'm streaming.
Ah, nice. What you doing?
Building another storage for a quarry, because we're running out again. Every 1,000 blocks, but it's going so fast.
How deep is it? The new one now.
It's mining 88 blocks high.
Nice. It ran pretty well, right?
We had a
some
little bit of
minor
issues.
Yeah, but nothing like really super bad or like.
Nothing that would waste effort or whatever. We have some
Yeah.
issues
Nothing that
with
would void it.
specific constellations when gravel generates on top of rails that actually stops the quarry. But apart from
Alright.
that, it's okay. I mean, I had to fix the quarry by now 6 or 7 times and just
Yeah.
restart it again. But yeah,
Nothing against digging that thing.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. And it's more fun and more epic by any means. So that's, you know. Yeah, that's nice. Nice. Is there another? Do you need another one after that? Another
We want to
break?
make another one in the Nether.
Right.
Also, in the
then-
end one, it was planned for a long time.
I think there's even a SciCraft episode where I made space for the quarry.
Yeah,
right?
we dug trenches for it. But now it's
Never did it.
but now this thing is super outdated, the quarry, but we can still build it. I mean, it's probably gonna run 40 days, and then we have a lot of endstone. It's nice.
Oh yeah, the big end project is also there. I'm looking forward to that one. Some of the ideas you showed me, what you guys plan, should look pretty epic.
Yeah, the problem is that there are those 2 really big projects inside the end, but by now it's in the inner 1,000 blocks. Yeah, they're kind of blocking the really crazy project because don't want to rip them apart.
I was kind of getting cold feet about building something at the main island. In case we ever want, I don't know, make an obsidian farm or whatever, and we have to resummon the dragon. We'll see.
Yeah, true. It's always
It
kind
would
of
also
risky.
depend on the size, scope, and scale because, you know, if you really want huge, you could have it around the main island outside of the range that the dragon would destroy, but that is... that's
Another
big.
plan we had to make some kind of a moon base where the villagers live and then make a new trading hall there. We could
Do you
just build a
also-
world for
do you
that.
have
That's
all
no
your portals?
moon.
Do you have all your portals activated?
Yeah,
No.
I think so.
I think it's just 1 or 2. So we have them, but we didn't go through it yet.
Oh, nice. Then you can use them to. I mean, then you can go somewhere, you know, and just
To the
build it.
void,
in the
build
void.
an Enderman farm or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and then use one of the portals. You know, who showed that trick, Nembone also.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And that
I
would
did
be
it in
sweet.
my single player world.
Yeah.
It's really cool to travel those few
Oh,
thousand
yeah,
blocks.
that's super
Walkies.
cool. Yeah, that's definitely a must-have, man. In the end.
Oh yeah, there's so many different farms that are inappropriate.
I actually got inspired by Xizuma for my project there because he wanted to do a villager trading halls and system there, but he had problems with Enderman spawning, and he wanted to keep everything dark and just limit the height everywhere, but then Endermans would spawn on top of it and teleport inside, and that just lit everything up or made it spawn proof in the first place, so no Enderman will spawn anywhere there. And yeah, that way I could have my complete villager system with all the farms around it.
No!
Panda did it first back in his Let's Play. He had his villager trading setup in the end. Which is actually pretty good if you think about it. If you need to transport villages around, if you have them there already, that's also pretty decent. You can quickly get them to spawn.
The main reason why I built a villager system in the end is there are no zombies at all.
Well, that and it's easier to keep them unloaded and reduce lag if you're on a larger server.
Yeah, but I mean, you can also have it in overworld for that.
Yeah, sure.
Well, except for the chunk loading issue that sometimes villages and villagers can have.
Yeah, but normal trading hall, you don't need to
I
chunk
think
load
it would also look cool, you know, if you have an iron farm or a villager setup in the end.
Oh yeah.
That would be a cool module you could use for if you build a space station kind of thing, you know. What I would like to build there, that would be something like, if you imagine how the ISS looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a few modules stitched together. And then big solar collectors going out, that would also probably look cool.
Thanks a lot, Blamey, for the 4 months resubscription. And Cold Shiver noticed that zombies that take damage from sun also called reinforcement.
Mm.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, we noticed already that some of the social spawning seems to be a bit crazy. Like, I talked about it with Method in Langro ago, like a few weeks ago. When I was doing the drown farm, I had insane amounts of zombies spawning around me. Excessively. And it seems, at least Methods did some tests, I think for drowns it was a lot of social spawning overboard. So maybe there's something related to that going on. Don't know. For zombies it was normal, wasn't it? Or something like that? Only for drowns it was weird. I remember.
I didn't try it with the normal zombies. Not sure.
Doc, I linked you the pic in the voice to chat of my end base that I built there.
Oh, nice. Have a look. Ah, yeah, that looks pretty badass.
And the big red part, there's the villager hall, and
Oh, that's cool. That's a really nice. Yeah. I like how you.
then
there's
all
like
the
a
farms
Borg
around.
cube or something. It's like a Borg cube, you know,
Mhm.
with the.
And in the middle, where all the 4 gates arrive, there's the portal that links back to the main island. Because you
Yeah.
need 11 by 11
Yeah,
of
nice.
blocks to spawn.
Ah, okay.
Panic board confirmed.
Yeah, that looks really good. Nice build, man. Built that straight up on the SciCraft. Looks really neat.
Panic is the builder on SciCraft.
Mhm.
I'm not. Now Freestyle Fox has joined, he's the builder.
I think we have 2 builders now.
Hey, but you didn't do it too bad so far. I mean, come on. Stuff looks good on the server. Right.
What else do I need?
What you working on, Panic?
I will probably map a little bit more.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's still ongoing? How far
Yeah,
are
I
you
want to
with the map?
finish it.
Mhm.
I haven't worked on it since forever, but now we want to finish some of the to-do list things.
Panic got wrapped up in all the witch huts.
I wouldn't worry about it, Cold Shiver. I mean, does it bother you? For zombie reinforcements? I think it's a fun mechanic.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad, Shiver. The whole, yeah, how do you call it? Support calling in the troops is weird, anyways, with the zombies.
Sometimes it's annoying, other times it's really interesting. Especially early game, and you're just like, I'm gonna get the zombie and I'm gonna be safe, and then every other zombie you hit just calls more because you have bad, RNGs isn't with you that day, so you wind up spending so much time killing zombies.
I just find it lore-wise, it is a bit weird. It's this zombies kind of. What do they do? Are they magic zombies all of a sudden? Like spawning their allies. Zombies, to me,
whenever I've had the mechanic happen, it's been around a corner where I couldn't see them spawning, so it's just like they would keep on coming. It's like, is there a spawner here or something? And I'm like, I'd get far away and they'd still keep coming from the same area. So it's always been something weird or interesting like that, which has made it fun.
Cold Shiver has a point, it doesn't bug me per se, but they are summoning reinforcements inside my buildings with villagers. That's a bit of an issue. Yeah, true, man. I'd be scared that if they messed with reinforcements, mechanic gold farms would break.
Actually, you can prevent zombie reinforcements by having a high enough light level. I believe it's light level.
Yeah, it's got
12, or is it 9? No, it's not 12. 12 is max. Ain't it? 9
plus. 9 plus. Method said in chat, I trust him.
So do I.
Thanks for the 2 bits, Master Mac. We're building another temp storage for the quarry. Every 1,000 blocks we need a new one. That's the last... No, one more after that.
What do you store? Is mainly cobble?
The cobble gets sorted out and destroyed, but all the rest goes into mixed shulker boxes, which will be sorted later, but... Yeah, the system I want to build is quite complicated. That's why I haven't really started on it yet. I kinda know how to do it. Yeah, they spawn on everything. The glass, yeah. Even on slabs, or actually... I think the feet inside of slabs, it's really weird.
So weird.
Spawning like inside stairs and stuff, that's with the zombie sieges.
I'm quite sure it's also respawning, or calling reinforcements.
I always
think
thought that
that's
they were
not
the
as
same
bad,
pattern.
because zombie sieges ignore literally everything. Like, completely ignore light level and shit.
Mango Bruno E suggests you should do redstone tutorials on Bedrock Edition.
I don't want to. Might make sense,
That's
maybe
literally a pretty bad idea.
a lot of people are interested in that, but first of all, I don't have Windows 10, and I'm not really interested in Bedrock Edition. Since
With
it just
installing
offers
Windows
less
10.
opportunities.
With installing Windows 10, already the first issue arises. I don't want it. Like, seriously, everybody
The first
I know...
issue with Windows 10 is installing Windows 10.
Yeah, like every person I know on YouTube who has Windows 10 installed has at least sent one rage tweet out where they say, I need to record, and now all my settings are reset and Windows is doing a forced update and I have to sit here for 40 minutes and I can do nothing. That is what Windows does. And then afterwards, all your mic settings will be changed. It's nuts.
You're not wrong, as somebody that's used Windows 10.
Honestly, how can
it's
you
not as
consider
bad as
something
it
as
used
an
to be.
OS, which basically takes your property away from you? It's like
This forced
complete
update
no-go.
thing, that drives me crazy, man. I hate that. I know I can maintain my computer.
and also changing all kind of settings and shit. It's like,
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah. I can maintain my computer. I don't need Windows to tell me when I need to update what. I keep track of what's going on, and most of the updates are for user stuff anyways. You don't need to update all the time. Maybe only your Bitdefender libraries or whatever you have going on your antivirus and things.
It's pretty bad as a streamer too, because as a streamer, you have a set time when you have to go live, and then those forced updates and restarts are...
Yeah.
But that also hit me once with Windows 7.
Yeah.
At some point I was streaming for 24 hours and the computer just shut off. without warning.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but that is like Windows 10. Windows 10 does that really. Like it just says, okay, now it's time for update. Whatever you do, you have 5 minutes to to react or something, and then it just goes. There's no way to stop it, as far as I know. So yeah, I would love to try Pocket Edition, man. I have it on my cell phone, totally unplayable, of course. I have it on the Xbox with the controller, totally unplayable. I need mouse and keyboard, otherwise I go nuts. That's just it. And then there's only the option of Windows 10.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hey, Masa.
Oh,
So, Panic, if you're doing the map room stuff,
Yeah.
the latest Wicaro has the map overlay, or like the map display when you hover over the items.
Hey Doc, have you noticed in
Okay, I have to
1.13
try
that zombies have a far higher tracking range? Nah.
Mm-mm.
No.
I also investigated in that recently. I didn't know that about that before, but depending on the difficulty, zombies have a random chance to have a higher tracking range. Even goes up to 80, 90 blocks if you're especially lucky.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Ah.
I was actually working on a new portal pigment farm that could bring you to max XP.
Oh, nice.
Without turtle eggs.
Interesting. It's, it's crazy, it's probably that's in the game forever, probably, and, well, nobody ever looked into it.
Well, I did
There
recently.
you go. Yeah.
No, it was just because I was working on those drowned farms, and I was always wondering why do they start tracking for 50 blocks away and so on, and then it actually caused me to finally look into it and found it, but then never even made the connection that would affect the zombie pigmen as well. And at some point, I don't know, I was sitting there and was thinking about something else, and then it just popped into my mind all of a sudden, hey, I could make a better portal farm with that, and
Yeah.
did some testing and definitely works.
There comes the advantage of Mojang just cloning the mobs
Yeah.
to create new ones. They all behave the same.
Thanks for the bits again, Master Mac and talking to. Just heading back because I didn't bring enough cobble.
That's always I always laugh because that's always a funny one to
cobblestone?
run out of.
and that's
Yeah.
why you go back.
I should have started
Maybe
mining
just-
now. This is about 3 shulker boxes. I need more.
You could have taken the piston bolt, by the way. Now
Too late.
No, I was thinking to stand in the stream, but okay, the quarry isn't running. So.
I love
Yeah.
that you guys actually have the running Ender Pearl cannon on the server. That actually is really functional as a design.
You've used it a few hundred times by now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Often such setups, when you see them in tutorial videos and demo videos, they're not really used or stable by that matter, but you guys actually have that thing
Yeah,
running, man.
it's also sometimes a bit finicky. I just had
Yeah,
it that
sure.
it somehow didn't teleport me.
Hmm.
Like for Fox right before it worked. And then I thought, okay, maybe the instant wire got stuck again. So
Hmm.
let's fly along it, check where it is. And like a couple hundred blocks, I just got
Ooh.
teleported.
Yeah.
But like to 800, not to 5k.
Hmm.
And then it was like, okay, what the hell is wrong? So I just went back through another pearl and it worked.
Yeah, this is when the autosave happens while the 8 or 9 ticks the pearl flies. Then the pearl will just stop at that position since the chunks get loaded by the instant wire and get directly unloaded afterwards by the autosave.
Yeah, and also
The
loses
ball gets
momentum.
stuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
but
other
it's
than
a
that,
really small chance.
yeah.
Yeah, seems like I hit that one. Actually, I threw 2 pearls and it happened, so it's a bit odd. But
Okay.
I mean, like I tried it twice before I went to load it manually. So,
What are you doing, Megan?
I don't know.
stuck
the
in.
Just gonna write down my coordinates, I guess, because I have to log out.
If you go through a portal, then it should work again.
Yeah,
Alright,
just
let's try it.
keep on sprint jumping or something and
Oh, I never got out of that state.
crouching. No,
If you
Does
go
have,
through
like-
portal, it should work.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
just jump.
stuck in fly mode, or
yeah. Or just jump and press shift. So just pressing wildly around that usually fixes it after a bit.
I usually just log off and back in and hope I don't get an invalid session. Honestly.
There we go, normal again. Take Elytra. No, it even works without Elytra. Tried that once.
Yeah, basically what happens is client side and server basically are confused about which state you're in. Server thinks you're walking, and client thinks you're flying. So you get stuck in the flying animation. So it's a desync issue. I mean, maybe we have spaghetti code to thank for that one. I don't know.
Rock should be here now, then we would know.
I mean, we could get a rock solid explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be one of those days. Oh, sorry, I took the piston bolt. I was super
Someone
confused
must
for
have
half
just-
a second.
I don't know, someone must have just used the cannon, right?
I did.
Because now I got teleported to like 1800. Just out of nowhere, I was at the quarry. What the fuck? Just out of the minecart, I was in the piston bolt. What the?
Nice.
So
That is
both
a
pearls
nice
seem to
trolling
have got
device,
stuck
man.
somewhere at random spots. Awesome. But interestingly, I managed to get to the quarry, and there, it didn't break. Or it didn't teleport me, because that should already have loaded the right chunks. This must now be something of the... How?
So that was you on the piston bolt? Because I had just broke a block as you went by me, and I was just like, oh crap, did I break the wrong block? And then realized that there's no way I could have fed power into the system.
It's a nice troll device, then you can randomly teleport people away.
Pearl holders are better for that. When
Yeah.
Lion King and I worked on that, sometimes we trolled each other. Once threw a pearl in the pearl holder, never thought about it again, and someone else, after 2 days or so, flicked the lever, pearl fell down, and you got teleported.
Yeah, but that would be nice. You need to make a trap where people feel, oh, I can easily ender pearl out of here. So then you catch the first ender pearl, and they'll be like, huh, okay.
It's
so
hard to
then-
catch ender pearls.
Yeah, and then they get out, and then you have them, and then you have them trapped, and then you can teleport them back to you anytime. That would be.
It is possible.
Mm,
Or at least in theory it's possible, but usually it involves
For crying out-
something like leaving dimensions and stuff.
did you take a broken elytra?
I took a ghost Elytra.
Oh, okay.
Womp womp.
Let's see. Okay, this one is working.
Good.
Heck, built an ugly piston bolt here. Oh no, it's actually not that ugly. That's not alright. It's just red glass and bedrock.
It's such a gigantic wasteland. If you swoop over it like that, you realize the dimensions of it, but it's really a big area.
Oh, you at the at one of the quarries there?
Yeah. It's a big hole in the ground, man.
And will never be used for a technical build, probably. It's just a hole.
I mean, it doesn't really have the right biomes or something special, huh?
Yeah, endless amounts of Clay.
Does anyone need help with something at the moment?
I think I'm good building the storage here.
I'm just decorating and spawn proofing. The station for the end of the return piston bolt at the quarry needs to be made, as well as the cart return to the piston bolt from the pearl cannon from spawn, or from the nether hub, needs to be taken care of as well. But other than that, it's nothing too major that needs done. You're welcome to help if you want.
So where are you at the moment?
Over by the quarry side of the pearl cannon.
Fox must be the most polite person I know. You would be a good Englishman.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Of course. It was a compliment.
Do this plays into real Project Skyblock? I don't know.
That would be funny, yeah.
Well,
how big is it again?
3,600 times 720 when it's finished.
I mean, yeah, if you make it a bit longer, then you could really have a skyblock sit right in there. There's nothing around you.
Actually isn't that stupid comment, because we kind of want to build our farms in the 1k by 1k overworld pyramid.
But I can't play Skyblock there. I mean, yeah.
Dude, you should do that. You should start a Skyblock Let's Play and, just pretend as if anything was normal and it's just a regular Skyblock, and then after, I don't know, 70 episodes, people find out it's actually on the SciCraft in your own Skyblock you made. That would actually be a super nice pun.
surprise, you're on SciCraft.
You see random chat messages like, huh? What?
Oh yeah, true. This is only 2.6 million pistons we need to spend. Unless somebody makes sign to preserve the pistons. But it's doable. It's doable. But it's really hard. Myron was working on it, but gave up at some point, lost interest, and that should tell you that it's not easy.
Well, you want to make a new iron farm anyways, so I have a reason now for all the iron.
Yeah, but you also need that much redstone.
Cobble.
Cobble and wood, that's doable.
Wait, what? You say you can't do it? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to craft 2 million pistons, right?
That's actually the worst part, yeah.
Maybe you can hire some dedicated crafters from the chat. They can become honorable members for a day, but they have to craft at least 10,000 pistons while they're on.
I mean, the crafting system should do 90,000 items per hour, but it's not really meant for those really crazy amounts, because we only have space for one double chest of items, and also the output isn't that big. We have to adjust that.
Oh, hello, Nerd Herder. What's up?
Hey, Nerd Herder.
Hey.
I'd craft some pistons. I do it. See, we have two volunteers already. You gotta tap into those resources, man. Mango. You know what? You guys can craft those pistons in your survival worlds and then send them over via email to Mango in a world download. And then he can take them into his world. Hey, that's some new meta, man. I'm gonna use this in the world tour. I'm gonna give people crafting jobs and they can send it to me then.
You should be. If you're not scared of Ragu, you should be. Or should I say you soup be?
What would come first? Random crafting pistons for SciCraft or Patreon statues?
Shots fired.
Out.
How many patrons do you have at the moment? Do you know that?
50.
Oh shit.
Well, better get going.
Yeah, it's a nice episode 100 project.
You need to build a machine that auto builds, standard figurines, and then you just put signs on there or something.
I was thinking about it with the 3D printer. We could build statues.
Yeah.
But it's more effort to program those. To be honest, if you don't use a filter like we did for the video.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do it as a $100 tier. He's gonna get printed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, then you send the world download. You can order a 3D printed.
They actually made a filter for that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it's working anymore because Mojang changes the API all the time with the skins. So I just had to enter your skin and then it converted that into blocks. I got it, basically adjusted the filter that Selfbling made 6 years ago for the current version.
J-Man do this already, grabbing his wallet, man. You got a new business there.
Shut up and take my money.
Oh shit. Originally 3D printed by Mango.
Okay.
I once got scammed with such a 3D printing thing. Was it the E3? And it was for Assassin's Creed, and they had, you could get your face scanned, and then they would print it out and put it on a cool Assassin's figurine thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so it looked really cool. And they said, yeah, it's only like $20 or so, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And yeah, they never sent me the figurine, man.
Oh.
Yep. If I ever see them again. It looked good though. It's good 3D printing. Highly profitable as they never give it to anybody, I guess.
3D printing. I've got a few friends who do the 3D printing stuff, and it seems like a really neat, I'll say, art form for lack of a better term.
Well, JL is also obsessed with 3D printing.
They always said it's become practical, and instead of buying stuff, you just print our shit, but I haven't seen much in that regard yet.
No, not yet. Not
Things
there.
would have to get a bit faster and
Yeah,
more
a bit
economic.
less finicky.
When it comes to prototyping or making or cosplay and stuff like that, maybe model making to an extent, it's fine. But like as far as like crafting your household stuff, it's not really worth it. It's good for
when
like your
super small
one-offs.
quantities of something that's hard to get by.
Yeah, we used it a lot in my architecture studies. For small models, if you just had an idea, then you had it in your PC anyways, just print it out real quick, to get a glimpse of it, how it looks in 3D.
And in the industry, it also gets used on a bigger scale. You know, like that. The printers they have there, they run fine.
Yeah. We had a small one that just dispenses hot plastic and just prints it that way, and not like those laser printers or anything, because they're way too expensive for 3 or 4 students to afford.
Oh yeah, no, my friend who bought one, I thought he was crazy when he said he bought one. But
Well, the speed, you know, that is the issue. That is the main issue for it to have a real breakthrough. If you literally could print out something in 2-3 minutes, you know, then
Isn't it the materials more than the? I mean, what can you do out of one material?
They're not super expensive, so
You can have up to 3 different plastics in most of the.
Yeah, but
Whole-
what would you actually print at your home that you need at home? Maybe some furniture, but what would be some? I don't know.
Yeah.
Dishes. I don't know. Do you want all of that out of plastic? I'm not sure.
no, but there's plenty of stuff you could print out at home. I mean, but yeah, it's a limited market, you know. As long as the thing is no assembler that can make complex things, you can literally order a phone from your printer. Then it's, you know, limited.
Yeah, this
of
is
course.
a phone. Like,
They're
so
working
many
on
different
that.
materials.
MIT's working on being able to do that kind of thing, Doc. They're
Yeah.
working on, I forget what they're calling it. Tested had a thing on it where they visited the MIT Atom Lab. They're working on basically ways to assemble atoms together to make base components that the base components can then be used to make stuff like a cell phone.
Yeah, but
They're
that's-
making the Lego blocks to make Lego
yeah.
blocks.
You know what? Always in a cell phone, gold, rare battles and whatnot. We should keep that in stock. Just I don't know, in case you
Yeah.
want
you
to
need
print a
super small
phone.
quantities, right? So
Yeah, I don't know. That's really feasible at some point.
No idea. You would need a way to materialize matter from energy, and then first you would need
In your home.
energy. Yeah. So if we ever get that, that's
Well.
somewhere down the stretch a little bit. I don't know. I don't see no use to have a 3D printer, but let's say if you're a maker or want to make small scale plastic parts in small numbers, it's definitely a good tool to
Maybe
have.
print your own Legos or whatever that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
If you're a model maker, I assume it's also cool. You know, you can print out. I mean, if you watch Tested with Adam Savage, he uses a lot of 3D printed stuff, you know, for his costumes and things.
Thanks, Nerdhuda, for the 100 bits.
I did some presentations about 3D printing in school, and back then the term 3D printing wasn't really that common. It was still called rapid prototyping, and I like that term way more than 3D printing because,
It's more apt.
basically, it's more used for prototyping than anything else.
Yeah, like Brad says here in chat, the thing is, it could really see changing the blah 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 homes, you know, printing houses and homes with it, pretty much. There have been first tests, and that could be something in construction. I could imagine it could become pretty big, you know, like large scale printer thing, and then you just freaking print walls, you know.
Yeah,
It's quick, and certain materials, I'm pretty sure you get the proper properties you want, you know, insulation and all that. Can the quarry mine redstone?
Technically, yes, but it won't happen. So I can use the rest and dust as filter material.
Wasn't there some argument lately again against these 3D printed handguns? It was a big deal lately again in the news in the United States.
People have been yelling about it, but 3D printing, if you made one, it would only last a couple of rounds, right? If you could make one, and it's just the 3D printing technology, the rapid prototyping technology, just isn't there. I think the real issue starts to become whether or not gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? How much a model starts to look like a gun. It doesn't matter whether or not it works, as to whether or not it gives the impression that it does.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the last I saw. Some of these 3D printed guns just hadn't a long durability. You know, after a few shots, they're mostly shattered.
You start running to the point of the strength of the filaments. Now, there are plenty of different filaments, or you've also got another type of 3D printer that works using a laser and a vat of resin, and then the laser cures the resin. You start dealing with the durability of those materials. Now, like I said, there's a whole different slew of materials, but none of them are really long lasting. Even the most durable ones are affected by gravity over time. So if you have something that's really intricate, a model that you made, and it's setting up and it's suspended, eventually it will warp, and the gaps where you can take the top off the model to show the inside won't fit anymore. It is 3D printing where we're at now is for prototyping. If you buy a 3D printed model, that's something that you should keep in mind. Sure, it's great to buy this wonderful piece of artwork made by somebody, but 3D printing, a lot of people don't realize is just for the temporary. And maybe with some of the metallic infused resins and plastics we're getting, so I think we're working on being able to do 3D printing of thermoset plastics. Then maybe you might wind up being able to have feasible 3D printed firearms at some point. But
the point is, I question that more people have, a file and a bit of iron at home, a block of steel, than a 3D printer. You know, if you want to make something that fires.
Oh yeah, no, it's super easy to make a gun.
I don't know what the big deal is about now. All of a sudden they say, okay, so everybody's gonna 3D print guns now or what? I mean, that's just retarded. I
think the thing that scares people that's not trackable at that point, but homemade guns have never been trackable.
Yeah.
There have been people that made legitimate firearms here in America in prison. There has been somebody that has made a shotgun in prison.
Yeah. I saw that too. Pretty much how do you call it? A blunderbuss?
A blunderbuss, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a single action thing. It's pretty much a pipe, and then you have a round in there. And then some sort of trigger mechanism, simple. I think they used a mouse trap as a trigger or something.
If you want to know what potential, and they are called pipe weapons. So if you want to look at the idea and concept of pipe weapons, just look at something like Fallout 4. All right, it's not hard to make these weapons. It's hard to make them safe.
Well, the point is, it's hard to have ammunition. That is the tricky part.
It's super easy to get ammunition here in the United States.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're in prison and make a gun there, probably making something that can fire some sort of round is probably not the hardest thing to do. But you need to get either black powder or rounds of some sort. That's not too easy to smuggle that into a prison, I would assume.
I mean, there are
if you can do that, then you can already, then say, okay, then get me a gun with the ammunition right away. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I mean, they make some really complex and sophisticated weapons at times, right? But none of these ones are really, truly practical.
By the way, we just got raided by Clowntown with 12 viewers. Thanks a lot, Clowntown, and welcome, Raiders.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Well,
I don't know. The most common weapon in prison is still, just shanks. I mean, that is very efficient in there.
Yep, it's a matter of efficiency. The other ones can be showy, but they're like one-time use. You do it, and it's not really You know, it's not, they're not practical even from that standpoint. But I guess so long as something does the job, that's all that matters, especially in those situations. So, you know, people saying, oh, getting this fear of 3D printing of weapons, you know, where's the fear of the 3D printed knife that can also be sharpened down and honed down and then melted so you never find the knife? Or a knife that does from it that doesn't have any metallic fibers in it, so it can't be detected through metal detectors.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the
guns
old
are.
thing. And then you put it in your prison wallet and you're good. You know?
So it's this hysteria about 3D printed guns, I think, is just overhyped. It's media trying to sell a fear that is founded on
nothing. It's just summer break, and they needed some stories to fill the gap, man.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly it.
As there was a big issue with people all of a sudden printing rocket launchers in their home 3D printing. Come on, man. It's bullshit. 3D printing is around for a while, and since the inception of 3D printing, people were thinking about printing gun parts. It's always been a thing about 3D printing. It's always like, yeah.
Media tries to make all new technologies dangerous, very annoying. Well, all new technologies are dangerous. It's just that they try to sensationalize the danger, and that is annoying.
Well,
there's always. Go ahead.
Ethics is a part of engineering. In a development process of a new technology, ethics also are considered. Can this thing be dangerous? Could it be misused and whatnot? I mean, it's a valid.
I mean, Doc, do you remember the media craze that happened with laser cutters when they first came out? That laser cutters were going to burn everybody's houses down and cause their kids to go blind?
Well, yeah,
Stuff
some
like
people
that?
also said when they fire up the Large Hadron Collider, a black hole a black hole would happen.
Hashtag
and
blame Regu.
The world would be sucked up into it. And the universe and time and space and everything.
Oh yeah, it's gonna cause a black hole that's going to devour the Earth and the universe around us. Damn it, Regu, you're the ultimate terrorist. We knew it.
A 3D printer would, however, take the skill out of making a homemade weapon and make it accessible to the masses. I don't know. Hard to tell. Let's say I've never had an interest and probably will never have an interest in obtaining a gun for myself. But
well,
I would
still takes skill.
Yeah, sure. But I would assume if you really put your mind into it and do some research and so on, it would not be hard to find building tips and tricks, probably even on YouTube, just normal gunsmith videos, how somebody makes a gun from scratch. And probably you would fail here and there, but I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, you could easily make yourself weapons of any sort. I mean, I've
made weapons.
Yeah. So it should be doable. I don't know if via 3D printing now all of a sudden there's this huge. I mean, you will not be able to print out a whole gun. You would have it's moving parts in there.
You'd have to print out the different parts, but you couldn't have the springs. You're not going to be able to 3D print a Glock.
No. You would have to assemble it. Parts. You would have to polish it. You would have to do some fine work because it has to be precise, just clean edges and stuff. It would also require, handicraft skills. So, yeah.
Well, depends on the bow and depends on the bullet. Depends on the arrow. Coming from a place that is big on weapons and sportsmanship and hunting and stuff like that, I can tell you there are arrows out there that will do more damage to somebody so long as a 9mm handgun. So long as the 9mm handgun doesn't leave an exit wound, like if the 9mm bullet just gets trapped in the body, those arrows will do more damage because they're designed to take down, 200-pound animal in one hit. So
Well, the point is, sure, there's different ways of weapons and this and that and more or less dangerous, but it's clearly not just because of 3D printing now. There will be an epidemic of homemade weapons all of a sudden, and that's the story they're trying to sell, which is bullshit.
I don't know too many people that have grown, male or female, here in the United States that goes through adolescence that hasn't made a form of homemade weapon in one way, shape, or another.
No idea. I mean, it's just stupid. It's just people. Industry fears 3D printing, right? It could replace some of the classic stuff. Maybe they really fear that you can then order, buy a plan for something, print it out back home. That would cut out a lot of business that sits in between. So obviously, there's people interested in demonizing 3D printing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the 3D printing stuff that's actually going on, it's really interesting and exciting to follow. And, designing these 3D prints and making them, no matter what they are, takes skill. And you know what? If you think that it would take the craftsmanship out of making a homemade weapon or a model just to 3D print it, try 3D modeling and see how much craftsmanship goes into actually making a 3D model. There's some wonderful software out there that you can use for modeling. And you can make the models without even 3D printing it, although I can tell you that 3D printing it adds a whole nother layer of complexity to the 3D modeling process, because you have to think about how the printer's going to print what you're actually making. So not only do you have to be good at 3D design, you also have to be well aware of your printer, your filaments, and even the humidity and stuff that's going to be happening on the day to, know how it's going down. You can just download a model, you could, but you still have to know your printer and how it's going to print, as well as your filaments.
It requires all sorts of skills. It's not like you can press a button and poof, you have it blocked. You know what I mean? So yeah. Well, Doc, have you seen that woman from Fox News who spreads fake news about Denmark? That woman from Fox News, who you talking about that?
I've seen that.
Which one?
It was a
Let me guess, she has blonde hair and blue
woman.
eyes.
Yeah.
Conway?
She basically compared Denmark to Venezuela.
No. Kellyanne Conway or what? Or was
They
it
all
a
do that.
news speaker? I don't know.
Oh, generic blonde woman.
Okay.
That's like 8% of the United States population apparently is blonde hair, right? And you look at Fox News, at least they're women broadcasters, and about 90% of them are blonde hair and blue eyes. And
No idea. I don't watch
conservative as all hell. Yeah, don't watch Fox. Yeah,
No idea. Look, lately I've been spending. I'm very interested in politics, as most people know. But lately I needed to step back a bit from it, and I'm not. I'm always keeping track of what's going on, but I'm not looking into any news I hear. Like a few weeks ago, I would now look up what did he say again, or what did this idiot say again. But dude, you just get miserable from that stuff, man.
give you heart palpitations if you let it.
I'm not saying you should not, look what they're doing and keep track and give up on politics, but at the moment it's just not reasonable to spend time with it. Everything we see is a complete idiocracy right now, and before the midterms there's no need to discuss or shout or argue with anybody. Midterms, and then we can talk again. Let's see what happens. But right now the situation is just every day there is some weird news again, and tomorrow, I don't know, another Trump henchman will claim some stupid crap. It's a never-ending story. So you'd rather focus on the big things. How will the midterms go? And if we see a result there that is interesting, we can reassess the situation. As Europeans, I'm saying right now. But for the rest, man, seriously, it's all this clownery. It's non-stop nonsense, man.
What is it Bill and Ted said, Doc? Be excellent to each other? I think.
It just drags you down.
Yep.
It just makes you feel annoyed. Then you just think, what the heck is wrong with the world? Question everything all the time. And seriously, you can't do that. You get depressed from stuff like that. rather focus. Don't waste your energy with this small bullshit.
Wait, the blocks that are items have fall down here, we get stuck. How are we gonna do this then?
Hmm?
I was just thinking about the whole thing here. Huh. I guess we have to just redirect it manually at some point, or should we even start now? And send it to the other direction? Probably makes the most sense. On the other hand, no, there's still storage left. Yeah, let's keep it like that for a while.
Now I have to decide whether or not I'm going to do a dropper line or just a rail line.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, methods.
Hello.
Hi. Why don't you use just not the water sources inside the channels and put them up like that?
So every spot is covered.
Otherwise, items could land on the slab.
Yeah. Well, we can fly
Doesn't
over there.
seem like much until you're talking about the quantities that the quarry's dealing with, and then it is.
Okay, so if you just let them slide under the slabs, sometimes they can glitch up onto the slab.
No,
No.
we items on top of the whole water stream.
Yeah, okay.
And here we also have it cover every spot. If it falls a little bit to the left here, then it goes under the slab. Or it
Yeah.
falls on the slab and also goes right in. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. I didn't realize it was the collection line directly under the
Yeah.
quarry there. Just thought it was a random connection.
Guess once we're really near to this point, we just have to redirect it manually, because at the moment I can't cover it all, so it would cover both directions.
Mango, please read chat. We have a solution.
2 water source
have the-
blocks next. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, sometimes it's so easy.
Or like the next question, just put water on the ice itself. The next message.
Yeah, look, it definitely works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. There you go.
Thanks. I suggested that first. Thanks, Ellie. Darkness falls.
Sometimes you just cannot see the solution.
Sometimes the simplest solutions are the hardest to come by.
Yeah, you know, lately I
Or like in front of a slimestone problem and it's like impossibly hard to solve, and then just someone else logs in and it's like, well, you could just do this, and it's like,
lately I also had a very depressing encounter with Mango. It was on the
the unbreakable.
you know, I played around with this netherwort farm, and obviously it's a, you know, it's a counter thing, right? And I came up with this thing and I showed it to Fox, and Fox also dabbed around a bit with it and was super proud about it. And then I was defending it fiercely because Methods was like, yeah, but you know, the thing can break and so on. It's like, yeah, sure, but at least it's compact. You cannot make this thing smaller. And then Mango sits there and it's like, and I was really cocky. I was like, yeah, I challenge you. I dare you. And in the moment I finished my sentence, I dare you, Mango shows a little thing that was so clever and like a quarter of the size. It just did the same thing, and it was like, damn, that really stung, you know. It was really like, okay. And
I know the feeling. Also happens to me.
Oh, he thought it up in like 10 seconds while I was talking and smack talking. That was really depressing. Yeah. Man. It's a fun little concept anyways, you know, with the random growth of the netherwort. It's not the most useful thing ever. But I feel sometimes you set the standards too high of things you want to share. You know, it's an idea. Maybe somebody can use it for something else. Then at least it's a good counter, a reliable counter if blocks are there or whatever.
Actually, I came up with a revolutionary concept for Netherwort farm today.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
We can actually use furnace minecarts. You know, we've always had the issue that if you use powered rails, then you go way too slow, way too fast, and you always miss spots, right?
Mm.
Or sheep farm where sheep. Yeah.
Or you could have the flickering.
Yeah. Another option is I have those blinking lights, but it's obviously a bit laggy, you know, so it requires logic. Why not use a furnace minecart? Actually got a working system.
It's slow as hell. Yeah.
No, it's perfect. 4 blocks per second.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 blocks per second would be even better, but
Yeah. Without it, you would go 8.
yeah, exactly. So now you don't miss any spot. I'm gonna show it in 2 days or so. And it's finally a use for those stupid furnace minecarts.
Now watch the minecarts as we wind with rock all the time. How bad the rail system is. Now my furnace minecarts are gonna be super fast or something.
Great, you can. Why not? Wouldn't be that bad. You can still use blinking rails.
Use the furnace minecart. What is the great? Well,
Blinky rails, yay!
the principle of every bigger scale Netherwort farm is just make it big and roll by with a minecart and auto plant. And
Make it big enough so you're constantly planting, and one round takes like 20 minutes plus.
Same for a sheep farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is sometimes always the problem if you roll by your rows of soul sand. If you go too fast, you might miss some spots, and that obviously sucks. So
Auto
with the
clicker.
furnace minecart, you can time it better because you're slower.
Thanks a lot, Beats Attack, for the subscription.
If furnace minecarts go like 16 blocks per second, then I'll use them. Yeah, I'll say 20, man.
Well, I wouldn't say no to 60.
Yeah.
Blue Ice goes 60.
No, he means 16. He said 16.
Oh no.
Yeah, message today I made blue ice tunnels on Hermitcraft. You hate me now?
Yeah. Okay.
They're really
Rip
fast.
Doc.
Build a piss mold, you lazy jerk.
I'm waiting for the others to build an iron farm first.
Seriously, piston bolts are where it's at.
It's on the fact that you still don't build a piss mold. And then he's waiting for a witch farm, and then for a tree farm.
Exactly.
Tree
And then for
farm.
someone who actually built the whole thing.
Yeah, there's several hurdles to overcome for that.
Pizza Tech just subscribed.
Pizza Attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned
Yeah.
Pizza Attack, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pizza attack. Oh,
Panic.
Yeah, thanks again.
I panic.
Are piston bolts really faster than ice
No.
and nitro ice boat? No,
No.
sadly no longer. That is the whole point of the discussion, I mean, today I
They
made this
are
ice
a-
boat.
Normal ice was
okay-able.
already faster than piston bolts, ice bolts, but the thing is, ice bolt you always have to control. The piston bolt is 100% FK. Click the minecart and the button.
You
Doc, I
click the
will give
button,
you-
and then you take your hands off the keyboard, and then you're at your destination.
Nerd herder, what? I will give you €1. €1 for 500 meters piston bolts? Are you nuts? €1? If you say 500.
For every 500 meters.
Yeah, no. I'd say €1 for every piston I place. Then we can talk, man. Come on.
Doc
I don't
ain't
know
one of
about
these
that.
cheap girls, man.
No, man, you can't get me that cheap. I want to be treated with respect. I need €1 per piston, at least. €1, come on, man.
Big white
That's
mature
cheap, dude.
YouTuber
Bro, dude.
building piston bolts for money.
Just wait till you
Something
build your
is
first
get
piston
nice.
bolt, Doc. You'll wind up wanting to make more of them. They're addicting to make.
€10, yo. 500. Wait, there's piston bolts on Hermitcraft? No.
There needs to be. Doc, get on it.
Nah, man. Dude, the ice road is just so much better. Made one today.
I mean, sure, if you like sitting behind your keyboard the whole time.
Yeah, sure, but for this short stretch I was going there, it's like literally 500 blocks to travel. I'm
Worth
there in
it.
5 seconds.
Worth it.
Yeah.
This mode's always worth.
Piston also
In
just
the world
nice,
too,
so in
I
most
think.
cases it doesn't matter if it takes 10 seconds or 40.
No, in the world tour I definitely want to build a piston bolt.
It also doesn't matter if it takes 10 minutes at that point either with the piston bolt.
I think Doc's afraid that if it has a piston bolt on Hermitcraft, they might want to. Nah, man. I was like, people know how to make piston bolts. I mean, come on, there's plenty of tutorials. It's not this super high-tech secret technology. Piston bolts are around forever, 100 years.
Yeah. But people get scared when it comes to redstone, Doc. You know that. They go, oh my
Yeah,
god,
but,
that's a lot of repeaters. It must be very hard.
I showed the first piston bolt 5 years ago in the world tour already. I had one there, diagonal piston bolt.
Yeah, from
It was
test.
really fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're around for a long time. I will stream Beats Attack. Yeah, I will stream. At the moment, I have like kind of three things going on. So Hermitcraft needs to keep on going, and I'm having fun with that, so that's cool. Then I want to start the world tour soon now when 13.1 comes out. That will also include my Patreon server launch with the world tour. And when that is sorted, I would like to start streaming again once a week. That would be nice. On a weekends, maybe Saturdays or so.
On Twitch, or
Twitch, yeah.
it'd be great to have you back here on Twitch, Doc.
Yeah, but I would love if it could be something else. What I would really like to do would be Poker Night with my Patreons.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't want to make it Minecraft. Maybe for special stuff, right? Or so, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard any news. Is SciCraft still a thing? Nah, the server as such doesn't exist, but Pommes lately started playing again on the CubeCrowd server. That is the fan server that came from the SciCrowd server, and it's still super active. Like they play. And then JL was around here and there, right? Mango, he did a video he worked on a mob farm with you a while back.
He was working on an iron farm for a while, but he ran into issues and stopped.
Yeah, the Germans finally came around and found out that trying to treat streamers like a TV station was a stupid idea now. So
it's not completely through yet, but
yeah,
there's
but
a proposal
we're on the way. We're on the way, so I should be safe now again.
Yeah, but it's
Even
only
if
if
you
it's
can
like
come.
focused on video gaming, which I also find a bit. It's still too narrow to be reasonable, but
Yeah,
At
whatever.
least
say,
for
yeah,
our
for
game
my
streamers,
document
it's
goes
okay.
together. Make things a lot easier.
I like how they treat that. They have the law set up, but now they completely made this public, and you can read through it. You can comment on it and send them what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and they even made this time longer that it's public, so they can read even more. Really like that approach for law.
Yeah, it should be like
Be a
that.
much
that
more
makes
reasonable
sense.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some laws are very specific, and
Be a very
something,
general thing,
yeah.
actually.
but something like that is, I think people can have an opinion without being experts of the topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when your opinion starts to be something that is dictating law or the creation thereof, you should at least have an informed opinion, if not, professional opinion there of it.
Yeah, I have no idea whoever came up with this super smart idea to think, okay, we're gonna treat live streaming like a TV station and ask those people to pay
It's bureaucracy
10 grand
clerks.
for
They
a freaking.
always try to
Uh,
get more power.
Yeah.
That are the TV
mean-
stations when these guys are taking away, the revenue from us, so they should be treated the same as we get treated. And then some bureaucrat said, "Hey, that makes sense. Let's do that." And
Yeah,
didn't think it through.
It's just maybe they heard something, about Ninja, that this guy is making millions and whatnot, and then the next thing they think, all right, okay, all these streamers are making millions. we need to instantly,
God, I wish that was the case.
put some weird tax on them or something, man. Like seriously.
We need to get in on their money.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's completely
You
ridiculous.
know, it was like up to 10,000
Bots
euros
have no-
for that stupid license,
yeah, up
right?
to 10 grand.
Yeah, it's just administration fees. Like, okay,
Yeah.
if your
For what?
administration is that expensive,
Yeah.
you're doing something fundamentally wrong, and you should fire 90%
man.
of the people involved.
Yeah, don't tell me it costs
And then
10
fire
grand
another
for me to
90%.
stream to the internet. What happens to that money? Why do I have to pay it? Who gets it? And what I'm not
Yeah,
using.
it's just because the bureaucracy is so insane that it gets that
Yeah.
expensive. It's ridiculous. And the
I
only
mean,
thing that
it-
sort of
that is
validates
the max.
youth protection that
So what you say, it's not a
Yeah.
money grab, it's literally just being completely retarded.
I mean bureaucracy clerks, they always overdo
the
shit.
process
Now,
can't be efficient if it costs 10k.
Yeah, I mean they're everything but efficient. Wonder why we have so many of these in Germany. Doesn't fulfill stereotypes.
It's
just
the max.
ridiculous.
10 grand is the max. I think it was between 2,000 and
That's
10,000.
still insane.
Plus lawyer stuff, because it's so complex that from your side you also need a lawyer
Okay.
so to help you with that stuff,
Really?
and that's not
Oh,
included. Like the up to 10 grand is
Okay.
only the administration fee.
So it's not just a form you fill in. You literally have to bring in a presentation, what you do, and all this stuff. So it's a big deal.
Don't-
You also
didn't
have to
do
send
studies
copies
and
and stuff of your personal stuff.
Yeah,
And
you have to explicitly announce who is responsible for youth protection and all this kind of stuff. Like
Oh my
who's
god.
basically keeping an eye on not
As if
having.
you were- I mean, this all makes sense, right? If you're a
Uh,
TV station or a radio station or whatever, somebody needs to
Yeah,
be.
even there, it's.
Yeah.
It definitely does make sense when there's a, let's say, limited bandwidth, right?
Yeah.
Meaning, especially at the time when you had
Radio
radio and TV,
waves.
everything went over the literally over the air, right?
Yeah.
Then of course you don't have that much capacity, and you have to somehow regulate it so things work well. And then there's a bit of youth protection, okay, that might be added in.
Yeah.
But seriously, whether something is live or from a VOD, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
No.
Like,
Yeah. It's.
so
mean,
in
let's
that sense,
face
it was
it.
already completely ridiculous.
If something's on the internet and somebody wants to see it, they're gonna see it, regardless of what protections are put into place.
Exactly, it's.
It's the internet. And
It's
maybe
just
that's what's going on,
garbage.
is these people dictating laws don't really have a complete and full understanding about the internet and how the internet works, as well as the communities they're in. If they did, maybe they'd be able to make a more informed decision. Or maybe they'd still make the same decision or make things harder because, what have you.
It's just dumb, man. It's just it makes no sense. And whoever
They need to be
wasted
educated,
money,
you're right.
you know,
It is dumb.
whoever wasted anybody's time and money with this bull crap should face consequences for it. I mean, come on, man. It's just
Well, the consequences at that point should be political, and then that's all on you guys, the voters.
law
No,
license
not if all
localized
parties
or-
are equally incompetent.
Mm.
what was it? No, I mean, if you're based in Germany and you wanted to stream, you needed a license. It's just where you're based at. It doesn't matter. I'm doing English videos, so probably my viewership is like 1% German. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's like
do you really think it's only 1%?
no.
No,
but,
it's
you know what I
only
mean?
20 or so.
Yeah, but a low percentage in
Yeah.
regards to the whole dealio. So I don't know. It's just as we already concluded, some idiot thought that up. completely didn't think it through, and now it just caused irritations.
Bureaucracy clerks, they can only go for like the instructions as they are written and interpreted in nowhere realistic way. It's
Hmm. Well, it takes some time with laws and so on. It's always kind of slow moving.
Mm-hmm.
I know administrations they need their 23 hours 59 minutes of sleep a day. Plus a minute to get a coffee.
Well, that
Or
coffee is
good sleep.
important.
Yep. Hard to sleepwalk on the hallway otherwise.
I miss my coffee, something fierce.
Yeah, problem with political power in that sense is, do you really get it to a vote? Like, you know, there's like an election every 4 years on the federal level in Germany. So it has to be a topic at that point, otherwise people are not going to think about it. And then that's one out of many points, and every party is about equally messed up. So, yeah. You know, there's also, I think, probably actually more important things why you might vote for or against a certain party, and then, yeah. It's always a problem that, yeah, parties are kind of too stupid.
And even if this is the topic,
Then
then
it's
they
too
will
close
forget
going.
2 weeks after they get elected.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you know, the fundamental problem is there's so many aspects in the world. You might care about more than one aspect. Yeah, you don't care about everything. I mean, I don't care whether taxes are a little higher or a little lower, to be honest. But maybe I care about other things. So, what are you gonna vote for? Like,
No.
you're always caught between a rock and a hard place because you only get these bundles of ideas, and usually 90% are bullshit, and yeah. So you can only choose the lesser evil, usually.
Alright, that's the last one. Penning, are you working on the chunk loading grid already?
Nope, I'm mapping.
Ah, yeah, sure. Oh, there's one thing left. I also need to fill up this chest that I didn't place. And get some shulker boxes. Why do you put the sources above the slab, not near it?
Because we also want to collect the items that fall on top of the slab.
Yeah. So here you can see it. If we wouldn't put the if we wouldn't put the water on top of the slab, then we would lose items. But I directly go from that stream into the stream. Alright, just going back near the Nether portal, I already prepared a bunch of stacked shulker boxes. Guess we have to go back and forth twice. What's the reason SciCraft has a permalot in every dimension? I have one in the Nether and it works for all dimensions. What?
No.
Definitely not. The different dimensions are handled completely independently.
Can't hear it, but I'm blinking very hard right now.
How the shulker box is stacked? There's still a dupe bug in Minecraft 1.12 which allows you to stack boxes, and I did that once and then we duped them. The stack boxes.
It's not a poor landscape. Come on. We are actually preserving it.
It's a
In
rich
boxes, so what?
landscape.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we give it shelter.
Protect it from erosion from creepers.
Exactly. NHO would be proud.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna allow stacking empty boxes in vanilla, no. I guess, first of all, if you don't do boxes, you never have that issue anyway, so it's like not officially supported at all that you even have a stack of boxes. And yeah, even if you would have a shulker farm, I think most people wouldn't use them in that scale like we do. For us it's perfect, but for 99% of the players they don't care about that, I guess.
Weirdo typing frenzy?
Sorry, I typed.
Yeah, just because someone mentioned, I think the guy who runs the NHO is a bit weird. Yeah. I don't know about weird. Bit shady.
Wait, at some point we dug for sand here on the server.
Yeah.
Currently flying over a completely raided desert.
Yeah. There were like 3 deserts where we dug.
Okay.
Yeah. But that got old pretty quick. I remember that when we needed so much sand for glass for the mob farm. We got like 70 double chests. It was so horrible.
I think it
Enemy.
was a little less, but yeah.
No, it was 70 double chests
Oh, right,
of
but
sand
the
for
main
glass.
bulk part of it we did in one session, the smelting.
Hmm.
And was it like an hour or so of smelting? I don't.
In 2 hours,
2 hours?
non-stop
Oh, yeah.
smelting.
2 hours just pumping stuff, or like, because taking one chest, putting it in a fast input chest to the big furnace array,
Mhm.
and taking stuff out so that stuff doesn't overflow. And that was just insane. But yeah, that really showed that we needed the big furnace.
Just gonna take a quick break. Be right back in 2 minutes.
Okie-dokie. I believe I can fly. Hey. Whenever I start singing that song, I'm able to fly on the server. Maybe I should just start singing it whenever I'm having trouble.
Well, maybe there's just some wind coming up.
I'm just long-winded.
If you turn into a leaf.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I...
No, I mean if you summon to be a leaf.
Well, there you go.
I believe.
So long as it doesn't
I
turn
want to
out...
leave again.
As long as it doesn't turn out like Firefly,
I'll leave that option to you.
I'm leave on the wind. Watch.
Can you please leave to this
Okay,
now?
guys, we should probably leave it there.
And Nutrata is just gifting subscriptions again.
Oh man, I just watched False Symmetry's run of Phantom Run. It was also really cool, man. She made it through, without dying, but she was super scared and was running around and panicking. Awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
What do I have to do with it now?
It was really cool.
What are you doing? What, Panic?
I wanted to do a pun with my own name, man.
Oh.
Alright, so we're done here. Let's head over to the Iron Farm. I think we have enough time to maybe place some chunk marks. So some concrete indicating where the chunks are.
Just on top of the bottom layer.
Yeah. Oh, we usually don't plan that far ahead of the guess.
Yeah, it's usually on fairly short notice.
At Elmengo, does Panda still play Minecraft? I don't know. He's still active on the bug tracker.
Yeah.
I know that.
You sometimes hear from him. He tweets a bit and so on, but haven't seen a video. But for sure he's still playing Minecraft. He always does and did.
Maybe
But
he's not playing, but reading a lot.
He takes breaks. He always did in the past. Pretty sure he's not done with it. If he would announce it, I would assume if he would no longer want to play Minecraft. He did a lot in the community before. I'm so over the Bumbo.
Thanks a lot, Astronox.
Who is the next special guest you're inviting for the SciCraft tour?
We usually do it on short notice.
Yeah.
Because if you say, oh, in 3 months, nobody even remembers that, or yeah.
I think when I was on, it was like the day of or the day before, I think. So, but there's also a cancellation at that point in time too.
People ask invite Mambo. I asked Mambo if he would be down for a tour on SciCraft, and you said, yeah, sure. I mean, it's just a matter of catching the right moment, you know. That's the short notice thing.
A lot of people just don't have like, oh yeah, I have 6 hours time right now.
Yeah. Just it's a timing thing, you know. It's like just gotta be there at the right moment, then it works out. Everybody on Hermitcraft knows who the SciCraft peeps are. Everybody. So everybody would be down to doing a tour. It's just a matter of hanging out together, being there at the right time.
We invited a cup fan once, but we asked a few days in advance or a week, but then on short notice, also didn't have time.
It also has to work out for us time-wise. Where usually I'm
Etho would also be cool. I think for Etho it would also be super interesting. But the thing is with Etho, he avoids watching too much tech stuff.
Yeah, he wants
That's
to
smart.
try out nothing.
Yeah, come up with his own stuff, yeah.
He wants to do his own stuff, so okay, that sometimes maybe results in not, having the super most efficient design or whatever if you do it all alone. But he has always interesting ideas because of that. He doesn't. So that helps. I think he would even not want to do it, to be honest. As far as I know him. Yeah. Just because of that reason, not to. Yeah.
Maybe it depend on what the topic of the tour was. Other than that, yeah.
By the way, Mango, how long did it take to render the thumbnail? It looks really cool.
2 hours.
Is it something you want to do for future tours as well? Because I really like the idea of having like those.
No, it worked really well because it was so large and couldn't make a screenshot. It was kind of necessary, but.
I think it always depends whether it's more an area project or a localized project.
Also,
the render of the 16 widgets would be a bit hard.
There's actually a render. Put it in the comments, but it didn't get any upvotes for some reason. There's actually a big version of this picture, which is in the comments buried somewhere by now, in an 8K render. That was also really good.
There's also the other render of the main area of the server.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Should I link that in the server info maybe, or the server details?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Also share on Twitch if you want.
Yeah.
Hermitcraft should invite you. If Mango could play on Hermitcraft any day if he wanted to. It's not about that, but why would you? Why would he? If Mango leaves the SciCraft server, what then? That's no good. That's nobody profits from that. Let them build their own thing. Not everybody needs to be Hermitcraft and Hermitcraft related. It's good if there's other people and other servers.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool, like
different focus, and that's much more fitting.
Yeah. It's way different here. Imagine, it would be boring for Mango on the Hermitcraft server. The Hermitcraft server, there is some tech stuff going on, but Hermitcraft is pure entertainment. Nobody builds anything close to what you see on SciCraft here. It's a totally different thing. I mean, yeah, makes not so much sense. But of course, if I don't know, if Mango would ever decide he wants to be a hermit now, he would have my vote. And like how it works, you can suggest somebody, and then pretty much everybody gives a vote in a sense, and it has to be unanimous. If one person of the group says, I don't want this person here for whatever reason, and they don't have to say the reasons even, if necessary, then they cannot join. So I would say nobody has anything against Mango, that's for sure.
I think something like if you know like the really old TV shows, like they have crossover episodes. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I mean,
but just both groups come together, like and do just have some fun thing together. Like I think back in the day there was like some.
Is it
Like,
do
what
the
was
Switch
this?
server
We played mini games.
The
Zip
60
and
time
Hermitcraft
chat.
or something like that.
Yeah.
No, we should do the Switch the server day, man. You know, the hermits take over SciCraft for a day and the other way around. And you have 24
Oh
hours.
no, they're gonna break all the stuff.
That's gonna be a lot of fixing.
Yeah, and you're gonna build lag.
Make a backup first.
We will probably all chill at Mambo Space and lag optimize it or so.
You will come back and our whole spawn island is gone. It's just a quarry
Which means
hole.
blow it up.
Optimize all the things.
Optimized server for running TNT Duper.
You know,
over.
Mambo Jumbo Space completely disabled because of lag.
No, make it so that his base doesn't lag at all would be even better. Comes back and all of a sudden everything he has just works and he doesn't know why. I think the confusion there would be so much better than just it not working.
You have 24 hours and then perimeter hole.
Oh, the perimeter hole, at least with TNT duping, is a matter of like 6 hours max.
Yeah, but it's 1.13, you know, it would be challenging.
I think it would be super cool, like as a prank, just like figure out when he's not there, and then just like redesign the machines he builds. So like only the contraption in the back, so like the input panel and stuff all looks the same, and he just doesn't notice, and then like stuff performs way better for some reason.
Yeah, you know, then Mambo is like, man, I don't know. Somehow the performance is getting better and better in my base.
I can use even
Man, this
octopus now.
113.1 is really awesome. They lag optimized everything. Wow!
Wow, I have way more space back here than I thought.
Yeah, that would be some next level griefing, but I would be scared, you know. I mean, he has a huge following, you know. If you touch his stuff, his fans would come after you. You have to be careful. They wouldn't
PC
understand.
Barnum, no such thing as bad publicity. There you go.
People already got super emotional about my scammy Trident prices. Imagine if you touch Mambo Spaceman. You know what the real problem is.
Kid rage.
I mean, you know, there's like
should I say rage kid?
700,000 views on the Hermitcraft episodes. You know, that is a lot of people. A lot.
Or it would be fun to like build a better farm, like right next to his, but build out of TNT so you can break it down easily if it doesn't like it.
I mean, for all the crap we give Mumbo, I do respect him, especially for the amount of people he brings into the technical Minecraft community, right? There's so many people that would be afraid of doing Redstone or afraid of doing technical Minecraft if they hadn't got exposed to Mumbo and his derpy way of doing things.
Dude,
he makes it look easy for everyone.
It's just banter. Obviously, hopefully people realize nobody in here would, you know, hates Mumbo.
Hate him, yeah.
It's like, of course not. It's banter.
Yeah, he's a really chill dude. He even let me slap him.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
The reason is bad redstoning.
Didn't you like promise somebody that if you met him, you would slap him? So you asked him when you met him if you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, not a bad deal.
I gotta say, this season Mambo hasn't made many farms yet. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You know, probably he also doesn't want to do the same thing every season. I mean,
he's working really hard at trying. What it seems like he's working really hard this season at designing and building.
Yeah, that's good. You gotta spice it up a bit. I mean, and also I also stay away from all these basic farms completely, man. Everybody does them. You know, at some point you can buy.
And you have a server full of crazy farms if everybody's doing them.
Yeah.
What's the point? You build a farm that can support a server, and then everybody on the server has one. It not very optimized at that point.
Yeah. No, we would lag to hell if everybody built. There's already so many villager contraptions and things going on, and spawn is already partially pretty bad. I had some really bad frame drops today, and you know, block lag and stuff. So
Spawn's one of the most dangerous ones because it's always loaded.
13.1 can't come soon enough.
I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a reason why most technical servers spawn area is just a gaping hole in the ground. Because anything you have going on there is going to affect the rest of the game no matter where you are. So, people building technical stuff and I used to be the same way. People building all these technical stuff in their spawn chunks is just...
No, it's not. It's now nobody's fault that lag starts to happen on Hermitcraft server. It's a fault that the game is A, not optimized, and B, there's a lot of contraptions and these things add up. There's not one single thing somebody made that lags the server to hell or something. So,
You're not wrong.
it's like there's nothing super bad.
Vanilla Minecraft is not optimized at all. Like, it's bad.
Does the killer hopper still work in 1.13?
Pretty sure.
I could test if we really wanted to, but yeah. Oh, didn't Grum know about it by now? Maybe he fixed it.
Here's hoping.
How can I post a link on Discord without the preview below again?
That works? What? I don't know.
You put it in
No,
the
that's a channel thing, right?
angle-
You can turn it
angle
off per
bracket.
channel.
I think when you go to post it, maybe there might be an option to turn off preview, but I don't know.
Because otherwise the links to all the Discord, to all the Twitch and YouTube channels would also be previewed under the inside of the server details, right?
You put the link inside the angle brackets or whatever they are.
Okay.
Wait, what? Panic, did you remove the tunnel bore again?
The tunnel bore in the wrong direction, I removed that, yes. But the other one I didn't.
I'm going to the wrong direction again.
No way.
Seriously?
Classic Mango.
Better now than better to find out now than later.
Nobody clipped that. We can make a montage at some point.
Yeah.
Mango going in the wrong direction.
You're actually going the wrong direction. Oh, come on.
Don't worry, guys. We're good at this game.
I tried to block off the direction that was wrong with some blocks.
Oh, thanks. I was just removing that.
Oh.
It's not a big deal, just some black frames here.
Have you guys heard this new block they added to the game? It's called a sign.
I mean, this is the second time I should...
Oh, like if you look back at all the stuff we built, like it's not only this.
At the moment, I'm really awful. So the gym, we have this wristband that lets you in and so on, and I managed to forget it 3 times in a row now. It's insane. Not sure what's going on lately. Maybe some early dementia or whatever.
Keep it in your bag or something.
Yeah, that's what I do now. Just
I
waiting
think
until
Mango's
you use the other bag.
Try to
the
turn it
bigger
off
bag
again.
when I want to go to the sauna afterwards, and I've put it in the wrong bag. Just waiting for that.
Panic, look in voice chat.
I think I got it now. Nope. Ah, okay.
Yeah, since we were talking about Mambo Space, Doc, I think you should really build a large foot there, and every time he causes more strain on the server, build it up a bit further.
Yeah.
Is it some next level pun coming or what?
Yeah, because then it would obviously become the lag base.
Knew it.
Could have even kept those. Okay.
Right, we're good Discord admin again. I wanted to kick him.
Thanks a lot, Tim, for the subscription.
So I can kick you? Wait, did Mango just get trolled again with the subscription?
Thanks, Nerdhunter then.
Nerdhunter, you're crazy.
So black concrete outline
For the
it.
fray, yeah.
Is there a box of concrete somewhere?
I have them all on me, but I can place them down here. Oh, there's one here. I can place the others as well, right? And white in the middle. I should have worked on the tunnel board that makes the flat floor by shooting some TNT afterwards. Somebody suggested in last stream. That's pretty annoying now with the stone.
Like one that shoots TNT to the back as well, or what?
Yep. And just takes those blocks here that are left over.
It's
So
actually
you got,
a really
got
cool
a
idea.
completely flat. Yeah, somebody suggested in the last stream.
So the entire way to the tunnel board.
Behind the tunnel board. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't even care about those diamonds. Saw them as well.
I guess the mob switch isn't active, like the additional capacity. Zombies are spawning.
Yeah, that's why I
5
hopped
players. Yeah, spread out enough.
I'm in a nether.
Fox was still on.
No, I logged off as soon as I saw a creeper there, but even then I was in the nether, so. But when I realized there was that many people on and I was spending more time AFK than designing, I figured I'd pop off for a bit.
We do have the additional switch. Somebody wants to go back to spawn.
I think it's not so bad.
At the moment we don't have anything valuable blown up.
I mean, I can pop back on and head over there if you want me to go raise it. The question is if y'all think it'd be worth it.
I don't need it at the
Patreon
moment.
servers are pretty active. I would say so. So there's always like 2-3 people on, sometimes 7 or 8. I think that's quite okay.
They all seem to be really good people, too.
Everyone respectful, no issues at all so far.
No! Fuck.
For a second there, I thought I heard Fox and wondered what the guy had done, and then realized no, that wasn't the case.
Can you recommend a design for flushing Netherwood farm? Not really. We always
Zombie.
built the AFK farm, but it shouldn't be hard to make a flushing Netherwood farm, to be honest.
Zombie knocked me into a lava lake.
Well, here, I'll pop on.
Maybe wait till Friday for 1.13.1 till the water is better.
Pretty much. You take
Got a lava
Memmon's
grenade.
simple flushing mob farm and put nether warts on it and make a 20-minute timer instead of 30 seconds.
But I would really like, I also mentioned that Rock yesterday, if you could place Netherward against another Netherward, like you could do with a sapling. So you can place a sapling, then you place a sapling against a sapling, but this doesn't work with the Netherward, unfortunately.
You know what would be really cool is if you could have 4 nether warts stacked together and get a big nether wart. But I'm weird. That would just be kind of funny for me.
Grow it like the mushroom.
So like in
Right?
Stardew Valley or
Yeah,
what?
nether wart trees, right?
Like in Stardew Valley. It's
Exactly.
yeah.
How those happen is... I don't think it's a lightning strike. Oh, I used to know the game mechanic. I have 500 some hours in that game, and I used to know all the game mechanics of it.
Is
But,
that the floor design you're building there, Mango?
It's just to mark out the chunks for the chunk loading grid.
Okay.
It's
It
not
is a
necessary, but just some nice extra effort.
Helps you visualize what you're doing.
And it's also so much nicer later on looking at the projects because you actually build something nice there,
Yeah.
not just a stone mess.
Oh, which?
Yeah, just getting my weapons. So I have an axe here.
Now, is there any speed at which I need to turn the dial here for the additional switch?
No, it's completely spam proof.
Okay, so just put it on 3 and good to go.
Yep.
I see RNG iron golem farms. Will you ever build that?
We won't, it's too boring. So rather build a really nice iron farm because it's a lot of engineering goes into that instead of, I don't know, do the RNG for every single mob farm.
Because that would literally be like the same concept for everything.
I mean, what would the servitors be like? 5 minutes, oh, we built another RNG mob farm and look at the crazy mobs. And then next one's, oh, now we have a witch farm, an RNG witch farm, then a creeper RNG mob farm. This, I don't know.
Whoever which RNG.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an overworld Enderman farm, you can basically do everything, but yeah, it's kind of boring.
The video would be like, hey, look here, we make iron golems rain. You have this video, and then, okay, now creepers. Like,
Yeah, like one.
Hey guys,
one
isn't
funny
that just the
montage
same
just
farm?
like where it's just the mob falling down. It's like shower curtain.
Now, there are certain instances where the RNG manipulation isn't a bad thing,
Still
but
mob spawning.
I just put it on 3.
Maybe
so
they were from leftover from before.
residuals. Yeah, there should be 6
I already
caps.
killed a few, but
alright, I gotta eat something, guys.
Enjoy.
It was
Take
fun
care.
hanging
Enjoy.
out.
Enjoy.
Later stream. Bye.
Yeah.
Wait. Doing it wrong.
God damn it! I got the Destroyer 3 tooltip again. I played this game for thousands of hours. I don't need to be explained how to left click.
Isn't there an option to turn off tooltips like that?
No,
No!
there is not. That's the entire point. It's horrible.
Oh. Well,
And
I'm used
they
to
re-
it actually being an option on other games, so.
For some reason they always like reset after a while, and it's like, oh yeah, now I have to punch a tree, otherwise it will not disappear.
Maybe you should go punch a tree.
Since that always happens to you, maybe that's slowly becoming a tradition.
Well, like it's a different tooltip than yesterday, because now it tells me hold down left click, even though I'm doing that, right? And yesterday it was like, go find a tree to get some wood or something like that.
But if you already know what the tooltip tries to tell you, is it then a too late tip?
Fox.
Actually, I wanted to end it in 10 minutes. Yeah, I guess would be the best. You couldn't get ready for gym in time. Yeah, 10 more minutes.
Never laugh about any puns by Raku. It will just encourage him to do more.
You act like I'm not trying to. I enjoy a good pun.
You'll have a terrible time around Drago then.
Nah, it's a good time. Then again, my definition of what a good pun is a little bit, Hey, you added a bit of smooth stone to indicate where the hole is,
It's so smart.
right? Is there flat concrete? Where is that at? I guess over here.
All at a wall.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Well, wrong wall.
There's some striker boxes attached.
There they are. Lava's fun.
Crispy rodent. Okay.
Crispy rodent.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm a squirrel.
All out of black in the boxes.
Not a roadkill. What?
I've actually had squirrel before.
Why?
Somebody who was dating my aunt at the time had killed one, and the opportunity
Well-
to taste it had presented itself because they had it cooked up. So I was just like, sure, I'll eat that. It's kind of sweet, or at least the way they prepared it was.
Okay. You really are from
So it's-
Indiana.
Uh-huh. Well, it's not like I've had possum. But, you know, if you get the opportunity to try something new,
Well, I
I'm-
actually would also try it, I guess. Why not?
you know.
Mm.
I've had python before. I'm not a fan of python. Not really a fan of gator
What about
either.
C#?
Oh man, I want to do the same joke.
Well,
Shut up,
are
Raven.
we talking about like the programming
even me.
language or?
That was enemy.
Sorry, it was just like a Steilvorlage.
But Fox, so if you had the opportunity to eat opossum, you wouldn't be opossum to it?
No, no. I would say it's a possibility.
Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks for watching. Let's see who's also streaming. Right. Oh, Princess Lizzie is streaming again, but she has so many
Cracked him.
so many underscores in her name. The last time I tried to raid her, that didn't work.
It's 2, I believe, but I can actually get you the link
No,
for
no.
it exactly.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Her underscores have gotten me in the past. I'm not gonna lie.
Pixel Riffs, isn't that one of those Hermitcraft guys?
Oh.
Somebody suggested that.
The other day, I found a really interesting channel. I'm not sure if they like stream all the time, but it was like Twitch defrags, and it was like an old hard disk defragmentation running. And you had this super low resolution screen where like the progress of the defragmentation was.
You mean
And then,
like
the
Windows 95
The constant
defects?
scrubbing of the hard disk was super enjoyable. Nothing happening, but super enjoyable. Like
Hard disk ASMR. I remember those sounds all too well. And I remember sitting there for like all day waiting to use the damn computer again because, you know, somebody thought it was a good idea to defrag the hard drive.
yeah, like the especially lately, I have this feeling of like nowadays all the technologies are slick and streamlined. Like if you go back like even 10 years or something, like all the stuff had more style and flair, but it was also like in its own way, like compared to now, like really flawed in some ways, right? So
Oh yeah.
Alright, 2F.
I
Alright.
think it would be
Thanks.
cool to like get some of the old tech again and just use it again, because like
You can, and it's really affordable now.
yeah, like I've been looking for like a old iPod Nano of 3rd generation, like back when I was in
have
school, that was like the coolest thing, right?
I have a semi-functional 2nd gen one that it will, when I get it out and I'll use it, it'll work for
Alright, bye bye.
a day or
Alright.
two.
Gonna rate Pixel Riffs from the Hermitcraft recap. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
Alright.
Bye bye.
Bye.